All right, just thought I'd give you kind of an overview of my KLR650. For those of you who don't know, it's made by Kawasaki. This is a 1991 and it has 650 cc's for an engine. It's a single cylinder. I bought this bike used a couple of years ago. The bike currently has over 53,000 kilometers, and I think I've done about 380 kilometers on one tank without the reserve, which I think is pretty good. It's more than I'll ever need, which is kind of nice. I'm also currently running the Shinko 705 tires on the front and the rear. I also typically run regular fuel. Sometimes I'll run premium. So the regular fuel for us, I think, is 87 octane, and then the premium is 91 octane. It depends where I am and what I'm doing. If I go with the premium or 91 octane, it's usually because I'm just trying to do a little bit of a cleaning. I didn't really know what the previous owner or owners had done to the bike before I got it. The only thing I could tell was the fact that they did the doohickey, which is the cam chain. And later on, when I was working on the front forks because they were leaking, they ended up having progressive suspension. So I was kind of happy to see that. Once I fixed the leak, they seemed to really work quite well. Also, the previous owner had added this piece here. It had foot pegs on there. I guess it was just to be kind of a highway type deal. I took off the foot pegs because they were kind of loose and jiggly and I didn't really like it. The other thing that I noticed later on was that they had this brace here to protect the radiator. The reason why I know this isn't stock is because of this bolt right there. It's going through the label, which is not really normal. The previous owner also installed these hand guards, but they weren't fitting properly, or at least not to my liking. So what I ended up doing is just taking them off and then rebending this curve so that way it would fit better on these bars. They are a little bit tight in some spots, but they work fine, and so far I haven't had any issues. They provide pretty good coverage. So some of the changes that I've done to the bike are just basic stuff. The handlebar was changed. It's a Mira brand, I think. It's a little bit stronger than the stock one. The reason why I changed is because I'm guessing the previous owner had an accident. This was bent out of place, and it was not comfortable to ride. Also, when I changed the handlebar, I also changed the grips. I did have to cut the ends off because of the handguards. The other thing that I did was I changed the choke lever. This is an aftermarket thing that I got on eBay. The original usually goes right here, and this is much easier and nicer, but I just wanted to get rid of the cable and all that. And what I do find sometimes with this particular one is if you have gloves on, it's hard to feel. But other than that, it works great. It had a standard lead acid battery. I changed it to an AGM. I also replaced these indicator lights because they were kind of broken and didn't work very well. They have kind of a little bit of a carbon fiber look to them. They are incandescent, they're not LED, but I'm fine with that. I don't need anything special. I don't typically ride at night. Only a few times I've gotten stuck out late at night. I also changed the gear shift lever. This is Moose Racing. The other one was just bent out of shape and I wasn't happy with it. Otherwise, the other one was fine. I just recently changed the sprockets and chain, but I have a specific video for that, so you'll see all the work that I did there. And while I was at it, I also changed the rotors, pads, and brake lines. And again, I have a video for those changes coming up. I also changed the filter. It's a uni filter, kind of the red one, with where you oil it and clean it and all that stuff. Something simple. I just needed an update. I do have two future plans with this thing. So the first one is to change the muffler. It leaks in a couple of spots, so I'd like to fix that. I'd like to clean it too, maybe repaint some of these shields and stuff to make them look a little bit better. Plus, it would be nice just to give it a different sound and kind of make it more custom, if you will. The other thing I like to do is the thermal bob that you install here on the radiator. I hear that's supposed to help with the cooling and keep the temperature at a more stable level. Yeah, those are the two like large things that I think I'd like to do at some point. I mean, there's always the skid plate, but in all honesty, I don't do a whole lot of off-roading. I think that I'd like to get more into it. It's just sometimes it's not fun when you're by yourself and then you get stuck. I don't know, that's just me. And possibly the foot pegs. I mean, they're all right. These ones serve me well. I've never had any issue with them. But I think if I was to do more off-roading, I'd get the spikier ones. And guys, I think that's pretty much it. It's really basic. It's not extravagant. So on that note, I'm pretty much just gonna leave it there. My name is Paul. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.